Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we had a very scary situation as a teenage girl went missing during a shore excursion in New Zealand. We have a US couple who says they could be homeless any day now if that refund from their ultimate beautiful cruise of 3 years, the ship that got canceled, if they don't get their refund soon. In fact, they're stuck in Istanbul right now. We have Costa Cruise Line who just ended up helping in the rescue of 5 fishermen stranded in the ocean in life jackets. And then finally, we have a story about the ultimate world cruise. One gentleman signed up and yeah, he's not going to be able to stay on the ship for the full 274 days because he got off the ship and they wouldn't let him back on, at least not yet. So first off, let's talk about the teenager who went missing in Dunedin. She was on an excursion from the cruise ship with her parents. They got separated and they couldn't find each other. And so they actually contacted the police, they gave a photo of her. The teenager did have a cell phone with her, but they didn't have a New Zealand SIM card. So no one was able to contact her on that phone. Good news is the story went out to the police and all the local residences and the radio all got involved, and the young lady was found and in time reunited with her parents before the cruise ship set sail. I know that's pretty much every parent's nightmare, is to be out somewhere with your child and suddenly you look around and they're not there anymore. Imagine if you're in a completely foreign country, how scary that would be. We also have Costa Cruise Line who was sailing off the coast of Mumbai when up on the deck, up in the bridge, they received a phone call from 2 separate passengers who said, we think we see people about a mile from the ship out there with life jackets on. The ship immediately stopped and started a search pattern and also contacted the Coast Guard. Well, the Coast Guard actually did end up being the ones who found the people. There were 5 in total who were stranded out there. They were rescued and they were brought in for medical treatment. And when the cruise ship got back to port, Costa Cruise Lines awarded the crew and the captain, the Coast Guard, a award for their participation in helping to secure the rescue of these people by giving them the exact coordinates, etc. Obviously, a Coast Guard ship can move much faster than a great big lumbering cruise ship in the ocean. But I also think, don't you think those passengers deserve an award as well? If not, a great big thank you from those 5 people picked up from the ocean, that's for sure. Next, we have a story of the gentleman. He was on the World Cruise, Royal Caribbean's ultimate world cruise on the Serenade of the Seas. It's 274 days long. It goes everywhere on this thing. It's a great big hit on TikTok, but there are some things that you cannot do. Some people think that you could get off at one port and you could actually stay off if you want and then head down to the next port. Say it's a close transportation, you can hop on a train. That's true, you can in some locations, but not always. And one of those locations is Brazil. Brazil will not allow you to get off of a cruise ship and get on at a different port. So this gentleman had to get off before arriving in Brazil, had to fly in to Brazil, stay there, fly out, and then get on in a different cruise port altogether. This is going to take about 8 days, 9 days for him to do it. He wanted to visit friends and relatives in Brazil, that he knows. And so, yeah, he wasn't able to get back on. And let everyone keep that in mind, because a lot of people think you could just hop on, hop off cruise ships anytime you want, and that's not the case. Some ports and some countries don't allow you to disembark and re-embark, even if you, say, missed your cruise. So you're on a 10-day cruise, you miss your cruise, and the cruise line says, well, we'll get you to the next available cruise port. That might not be the next stop. That might be 3 stops down the road, because those countries might not allow people to get on the ships at those places. And that's what happened to this gentleman. Now, he knew in advance. Royal Caribbean told him this was going to happen, so he made his plans and arrangements. What would have really complicated it for him is that, well, coming up on the 10th of January, there's a new visa process in Brazil, which would have been much harder for him to even fly in and fly out to do this. So keep that in mind as well. If you're heading down to Brazil at any time soon, starting on the 10th, you got a whole new traveler visa application form you have to fill out online. I've had to fill it out myself. All my friend travel agents who are coming with me had to do it, and we're still waiting for approval. It's been 12 days and we're still waiting for approval, and we leave in 20 days. So yeah, it's a wait and see game, but not a lot of fun in that situation. And then we have a story of a couple who is currently in Istanbul right now because they were getting ready to join the ultimate 3-year cruise, right? That cruise that everyone was going to be able to stay on the ship for 3 years. They paid $80,000 deposit on this, and remember, the cruise line kept on saying, oh yeah, it's coming, we're going, we're just delaying it, and then all of a sudden it came out and said, yeah, we're not going, we don't even have a ship. They didn't even have a ship yet, and the ship that they were looking at buying, they brought, the people who were selling it wouldn't even let them look at the engine room and things like that, and an engineer just looked at the ship kind of sporadically and said, yeah, even if you put $10 million into this ship, it won't even be able to cross the ocean in time for what you're planning to do for your itinerary. So the whole thing fell apart. And these folks sold everything, their house, their car, most of their possessions, etc., gave them all this money as a down payment, and then started their travel trip saying this is going to be their dream trip. And then now it's not going. The whole cruise is canceled. Well, that's a sad story. And I know some people are going to be out there and they're going to be saying, well, you should never have done this because, you never know how this kind of stuff serves you right and all that. And I don't agree with that. I don't think anything serves you right when you were trying to hope for this once-in-a-lifetime retirement kind of cruise destination that was, being offered. And remember how busy they were when this was announced? They couldn't keep up with the people interested in doing this. It was more or less the cruise themselves who got disorganized, didn't get the thing off the road, and fell apart. Now they are planning to say that everyone's going to get their money back. The question is, how fast are they going to get their money back? And this couple now says, yeah, we don't have a home to go to anymore. And if we don't get that $80,000 back relatively soon, we may not have enough money to, to keep staying even where we are or find a temporary residence. Because, yeah, they, don't even have a job. It's a sad situation. And now they're touting this 3.5-year cruise. 3.5 years is going to do it. But at least this one seems to at least have a ship. They seem to already own the ship. So at least that's something. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.